say thank you for giving us a very exclusive and considerate speech. You provide us very much traveling advice, and I think it's very useful. Okay, and then I'm going to mention many good points in your speech. The first point is you use quote at the beginning and in the end. Because quote is familiar to all of us, so when you use quote, we will focus on you and we will feel that we are involved in your speech and let us want to know more about you and your following introduction. Since you use it in the beginning and at the end, it does make your speech more complete and well organized. And the second point is that usually when we deliver speech, many speakers will use narration. We just use narration, and you make good use of asking questions. Asking questions may help you interact with audience naturally. And I think it is a very good point in your today's speech. Aside from that, there is also a very special part in your speech. You connect your experience eating in 7-Eleven once a day with food security. I think many people hear that they will feel it is familiar because we are concerned about food security issue. So in your C1 speech, you can use this issue involved in your C1. I think it's a very good idea. Okay, and then here comes my suggestion part. When you stand on the stage, you can make good use of your hand gesture or your body movement. You can move around and don't just stand here and look at your PPT. That will make your audience feel, maybe they will sometimes, they may be distracted and look another side. So if you can move around, then their eyes will focus on you. And in your C1 speech, you briefly introduce yourself. You say, I come from Kaohsiung, and also share many of your traveling experience and wonderful experience. And my first time look at when you go by foot, I was really surprised. You mentioned you walk about 43 days. I think it's a very extraordinary experience. Okay, and since speech has a time limit, I think you may have more to share with all of us. I really look forward to your C2 speech. Back to GE.
And next is Zoe Evaluator. And he often asks profound questions. So that we have to let our friends think of his questions many times and finally ask him, what exactly do you want to ask? So I think he is a philosopher in his previous life. So welcome, Tim.
Hello everyone, my name is Tim, and I'm Zoe's speech evaluator today. So, I'm going to mention 3 points in Zoe's speech. And first, I want to say it's a very strange speech. Today, she delivered a very strange speech. And why is it very strange? Okay. Now, the first point is the opening is very successful. Well, we all know that most of speakers want to have a very clear opening so the audience can know the speaker, what the speaker is going to say, right? But Lois went in another way. She gave us a very mysterious opening. I will read what she delivers again, and I really like what she said. She said, today I'm going to talk about something very interesting. Why? Because we can see from the surface. Birds, you know the meaning of that. But you can have different explanations however you want. And that opening is, she leaves some ambiguity in the opening, unlike most of speech, just have a clear openings. And I think this kind of speech, the speakers doesn't provide new information, but challenge the things that we have already known. And that is a very difficult and special technique in a speech. So, well done. The second is, Zoe is a C2 speaker, and I think most of you have known that the structure of speech should first start from the opening and go to body and then to conclusion. But actually, what Zoe did today is to deconstruct the speech, the structure of speech. Why? Because let's analyze the speech. She first had the opening. Okay, that's how we always do. And then she jumped to the conclusion. She said at the very beginning, she just said the title, the topic of her speech. The topic is about to embrace the challenges ahead. And actually, that is the conclusion of her speech. But she just moved the conclusion to the very beginning of her speech. And this is the advantage of, by doing so, there's an advantage. If the audience are very interested in these conclusions, they will give so much attention to her speech. Unlike, well, I don't know what she's going to say, and I just feel confused all along with her speech. But here's a risk. If the audience is not interested in your speech, well, they will lose their attention. And the final point is, Lois, today she used a PPT. And Toastmaster is not, when we use a PPT, and the evaluator will tell me that, well, you should not use too much PPT, right? Most of the speakers have this experience. But I think it depends on how you use PPT. If PPT can perfectly catch the rhythm and the tempo of a speaker's speech, then I think that you can use it successfully. And that's all my evaluation. Thank you, GE.